I think it's really easy to talk about the success that we've all had in business and the decisions that we've made. You know, even for myself, I've made some great moves in business that have led to my success. But I think beyond that, the more important part is that oftentimes I don't think enough people talk about is what are the failures that helped me get to success? What are the times when it didn't work out? What are the mistakes that I've made that helped lead to the success that I've had and helped me find the right path that I needed to get on to get there? So what I want to share with you today are 5 mistakes that entrepreneurs and business owners make all of the time in their business. And if you're anything like me, they've cost you thousands, if not tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars in your business. So the first mistake that a lot of people make, they try to do everything themselves. What I mean by that is they start the restaurant and they want to be the cook, they want to be the server, the greeter, the accountant, the administrative assistant. They wear all the hats and they try to do everything with the goal of, I need to save money. I don't trust people. This is the best way for me to build my business. No one understands my vision. Those are costly mistakes that are being made by that business owner or entrepreneur that are going to cost them money in the long run, because the reality of it is there's only so much of you to go around. And the mistake that I made early in my career was trying to do it all rather than allowing experts or those who are better at this thing to come in and help me, assist me with figuring that out. So you make the mistake of trying to do it all yourself, and now it's just a matter of time before burnout reaches you. You get to a point where you haven't seen your family, your wife, your husband, your kids in hours, days, weeks. And before you know it, you're just spinning your wheels around the clock. You're not really getting ahead. You're not really making any more money, but yet you're giving 50, 60 hours a week to this thing that simply cannot take care of you the same way in return. So this is a common mistake that I come across. And again, I've made as well until I realized this was not the way to win in business. But it's a big mistake that a lot of business owners make on a regular basis, especially when getting started in that early stage, that first year to couple years, I would even say. They make the mistake of trying to do it all themselves rather than just bringing in quality people to assist them in the process, which then makes them more money. And that's how they then take care of those people. That's always one of the biggest concerns that I see is, how do I pay for it? You pay for it by creating something that allows people to say, I have to have this. As they buy from you, it creates more revenue. If you're actually pricing yourself correctly and being profitable, it now makes you more money to grow the business and pay the proper people around you to grow the business further. The next thing that I get on the list here, that again, I've made the mistake of and I see often, is you create products and services to sell and not to serve. And what I mean by that is, unfortunately, we have people that get into this space and they do it for the money. They're money chasing, they're chasing clout, they're chasing all the wrong things. And now they've created something that they're solely focused on just sell, sell, sell. They don't listen. They don't even try to hear what's important to the customer. They haven't recognized the problem or a pain point that this customer has. They're solely focused on just sell, sell, sell over and over and over again, rather than serve, serve, serve. You see, I'm a believer that when we create something as business owners and entrepreneurs, our goal is obviously we have to make money, right? To provide for our families and to support the business for further growth. But more importantly, we got to create something that's going to serve the public, serve our target market, our audience, serve the customer or client that is looking to gain something of value from us that's going to solve a problem in their world. So if we focus our attention on servitude and figuring out how can I better serve my customer, we will find success much faster than we will focusing just on selling. It's amazing to me how many people I can have a conversation with, tell them what my situation is. They will come with a rebuttal or, whatever the solution they believe is. And I will say, that doesn't solve my problem. Hear me again. And I will tell them the problem again. And they'll still come back with something completely left field that has nothing to do with my problem. My point is, they're not listening. They're so focused on selling me something rather than trying to serve with the thing that they have and adding value to my life. So it's important that we have a huge hyper focus on serving our customers rather than just selling our customers. The next thing on the list, number 3, you're selling something that people don't want. What do I mean by this? The amount of people who create a product or service that no one has ever asked for. You've created this thing that you like. You created this thing because someone in your inner circle, your friends, your family, someone told you it was a great idea. You started that restaurant because someone told you you were a good cook. Not because you have an amazing business model or an opportunity to grow something that could change your future. All because someone told you you make that really well, you should start a business. Being a great cook or being a great chef in the kitchen doesn't mean you know how to run a business. They're two totally different worlds. So it's important that we have to identify something that solves a problem in the marketplace. And as we identify the thing that solves a problem in the marketplace, we have to figure out, is there really a business model that can be created around this thing that we have that can now serve the public? In most cases, the answer is no. I mean, let's just be honest for a second. In most cases, the answer is no. This is why 95% of businesses fail in the first few years. Why? Because mismanagement of the funds, mismanagement of other resources, and they've created something that no one wants. So how do we fix this? The way you go about addressing this is when you have the idea, you have to get out and talk to the people. Talk to the people and see if the thing that you have and that you want to offer is their true, genuine interest in purchasing that thing. And if so, at what price? How often would they purchase? How often would they use it? What would they use it for? What is the problem that they have that this thing that you've created can solve? You want to gain an understanding of all of these things first, and then you take that to the marketplace by identifying that, and now you can offer the people something that can change their lives. And now you can offer them something that they actually need and must have, rather than creating something that just you had an idea for and you thought it was a great idea, so let's invest a bunch of money into putting this thing together and putting it into the marketplace. Makes no sense. None at all. All right. Number 4 on the list, you can't take your friends and family with you. I am guilty of this. I know others around me are guilty of this, and I know there's someone watching this right now that is guilty of this. What it means is you cannot take your best friend on this journey with you if they don't have the vision. God didn't give your friend the vision. The vision was given to you. And if your friend was supposed to see it, or your best cousin or whoever was supposed to see it, they would have been given the vision too. But they weren't. It was given to you. So it's important that you must understand there are going to be times in this journey where you have to walk alone. You got to be willing to walk the journey alone and understand that those around you don't necessarily get it, won't get it, may not ever get it. And if they do get it, it'll be after you've created something that they can tangibly hold and see in reality. But trying to take them with you because they're your supporter, they're a best friend, all this emotion, it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you money every single time. So it's important that we realize we can't carry all these people and carry the burdens of a business and the things that happen in our personal lives. We have to be willing to release ourselves of some of these things. I once heard Les Brown say, there's some people you have to keep in your heart and out of your life. And you got to learn to love them from a distance. That doesn't mean you can't be friends with these people. It doesn't mean you can't stay connected to them. It simply means they cannot walk the journey with you. And it's okay to walk alone and still stay connected. But in that time of doing that, you can't take this person and carry all of their baggage. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. And that is not what your business is being paid for. So it's important that we have to relieve you of some of that burden so that you can stay laser hyper focused on the business idea and the vision that you have to move this thing forward. The next one that I want to give you, this is number 5 on the list. You're not coachable. When I say you're not coachable, you're not open to new ideas. You're not open to new ways of doing it. You're not open to things that challenge or give constructive criticism or feedback or pushes back on the vision you have in your head. You see, coaching and hiring a coach, I should say, is one of the fastest ways to get to your goal. Think of it this way. Having a coach is like having a car that's driving on the highway. Not having a coach is driving your car through the city. It's going to take you forever to get there. But when you jump on the highway, you cut the time in half. Why? Because that coach has already made the mistakes. They're working with so many other businesses who they've helped. They've seen the process and they know this is what works. So they're able to bring that experience, that knowledge and the amount of wisdom that they have. They're able to bring it to your business to help you take that to the next level. And now that that's being planted in your business, it's going to move you forward. But the problem that you might have, if you're anything like some of the startups that we have in our community or that I've come across in my years, or even the way I was when I first started, is you're not coachable, meaning you're simply not open to anything that challenges your views or ways of thinking about your business idea. And that will be the reason your business does not make it. That will be the reason you will fail. That will be the reason you will be a part of the 95% of businesses that I just spoke about who don't make it. Why? Leaning on your own knowledge of and understanding of something you've never done before makes zero sense. Leaning on the knowledge and understanding of someone with years or decades of experience in this space makes total sense. So having a mentor, a coach, a consultant, anyone in those lanes that can come along and say, yup, great idea, here's what we need to do. And you have to be willing to be coachable and take the constructive feedback and the constructive criticism to move your business forward in a very healthy way. So I know I started this video by saying I had 5 of these for you, but I'm actually going to give you a bonus. I've got one more that I thought of at the last minute when I was putting my notes together for this. And I think this is probably one of the biggest ones in this video that businesses make the mistake on all of the time. And the bonus nugget that I'm going to give you is you're undercharging for the service or product that you sell. I once heard Donald Miller, who wrote the book Building a Story Brand, he once said 95% of business owners oftentimes who think they're overselling are oftentimes underselling. What they're really saying is, I want you to buy this thing that I offer, but I really don't believe in what I'm selling you. This is why businesses start out underpriced, because they need to get their name out. They need to build a community first. They simply want to just sell something. What you're really saying to me is, Kris, I don't believe in what I'm offering. I'm not confident, and I don't see how this is going to help me get to my goals. So now that you're underpriced, you sell a bunch of those things underpriced. And now it causes you more headaches because now there still isn't enough money to provide for the business. There still isn't enough money for you to provide for your family. And now you're struggling, you're frustrated, and you're trying to figure out what is the solution to this. The solution to this is you're simply not charging enough. You got to increase the price point. You got to increase the price tag and look at the numbers with very honest eyes and realize that what I'm currently charging is not enough for me to sustain and run the business to further growth. So what has to shift on this end? 1, the price has to increase, and 2, you have to change. You have to understand and that for me to do this, I have to not only increase the price, but I got to find belief. I got to find the confidence. And I have to be so confident in what I'm doing that it pours through to the customer. Because when it doesn't, they can see it. They can pick up on it. They know that you're underselling. They know that you don't believe in what you're offering. And that is so low compared to your competitors who they've already looked at. They know you're not even in the ballpark. And so you being the cheapest is a clear sign to the customer that you are not the best. So for you to tell me I'm the best, but yet the lowest price, doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. The best charge more. So if you truly believe you're the best, price yourself accordingly where you're competitive with your competitors at a price point that makes sense. I hope these nuggets help you out in your business journey. feel free to click on any of the videos here on the screen. Take a look at some of the other stuff that I'm sharing, and I'm hoping some of these nuggets in the other videos that we have will continue to support you, and I want to continue to walk alongside of you on this business journey as you continue to reach out for your goals and your dreams. I'll see you in the next one.